Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Tuesdays with Paula. Today's question for you is, what's really blocking you? We will often go through life thinking, okay, it's my husband's fault, or my job doesn't pay me enough, or I'm too old, or whatever excuses or reasons we come up with in the external world that can be very convincing. We will often think those are the things that are blocking me. Or sometimes people will come to me and just say, I don't know what's blocking me. I've been stuck in this place, in this relationship for 20 years, and I don't know what's stopping me. Or I just can't be happy. I just don't feel anything. I'm numb. There's so many different ways that energy blockages can show up in our experience. And there are so many places that we can point to and say what the reasons would be. They will almost always have some origin in our childhood, at birth particularly. Our whole life is completely designed around birth. In fact, I'll tell a quick story. A couple of weeks ago, I had a client come to me who was having relationship issues with everybody because they accuse her of being too pushy, too controlling. Beautiful, big, loving heart, conscious woman. And she's got this pattern of pushing, and she can't really figure it out or know what to do about it or why she's like that. And as we did just a little exploration, we discovered that at her birth, her mother's pelvic floor froze up, her pelvic area froze up, and she, as a tiny little baby infant, trying to come into this world, had to push and push and push, and for literally quite a long time, she was pushing against her mother's, pelvic area, trying to get free. And so I was like, okay, mystery discovered. We figured that one out. We Sherlocked through that. So she came into the world, her very first imprint was that I have to push. And there was a block, right? So her perception is that there are blocks, that the world is just a big block that has to get pushed through. So we never quite know for sure where blocks will come from. However, as we've been going through this chakra series, I have really put attention even more than ever on the chakras and their individual and unique characteristics and ways of showing up for us. And this week we have moved our way up the chakra system to the 7th chakra, the crown, right here. It's at the very top of the head. And many, many times people will come and tell me they have tried everything to get to a place where they can really feel connected with themselves and the world and function with all 4 cylinders moving. And it will often turn out that this 7th chakra has been blocked. When this 7th chakra is blocked, then we are very disconnected. Just as its mate, a 1.5 feet below the feet, all right, this 8th chakra, there's another one up here, the 8th and 7th, match with the 10th below the feet. I've talked about the 10th chakra before. It's the way we stay grounded to the earth. And if we're not grounded to our electrical circuitry in the earth, we feel disconnected. Well, if we're not grounded, right, if we're not connected through the 7th chakra to the force in the heavens, the electrical and energetic and divine force in the heavens, we feel equally blocked and disconnected. It shows up in different ways, but it's still a disconnection. And so we in Rapid Eye have a session called the archetype session. I don't know if those of you that know about archetypes are particular patterns or dramas, control dramas that we run. And there's many of them. There's victor, there's martyr, there's the prostitute, there's the joker, there's several of them. And each chakra will manifest a particular archetype. Right? The higher frequency of that archetype as well as the lower frequency of that archetype. So it's one of my favorite sessions. We go through each chakra and we discover which archetype we work with each archetype associated with that chakra. And so the archetype for the 7th, the crown chakra, is the egotist. And as we go through life having this 7th chakra get more and more blocked, which can simply happen by becoming completely enmeshed in this material world. It can happen when we disconnect from our divine self, when we begin to think we are the doer. Right? Another word for the egotist, the special flavor of egotist that sits in the 7th chakra is doer. I'm the doer. I'm the one here doing everything. I have to do it all. So there's two sides to that. I have to do all of it myself because I'm the doer and nobody knows what to do except me. And there's also the bragging part of it. I'm the doer. I did that. I'm the one that achieved that. And when we get so fully connected to the egotist in that way of thinking that I am the doer, then that seventh chakra can get more and more and more blocked. Even if we do it in humility, of feeling, wow, or not humility, of kind of self-pity. There's nobody here to help me. I'm all by myself. I'm the one that has to do it. There's no one here to help me, or I'm all alone. Can be a really big way of closing up that seventh chakra. Because the fact of the matter is that we are never alone. We are always connected to our divine source in the heavens and our divine source in the earth. And as this connection flows freely through us, we become open, expanded, loving, highly functional, conscious, present human beings on the planet that are contributing through vibration, through radiation, and through following direct will. Hearing, okay, I was just guided to do that, or oh, okay, I think I'm going to do this. And the fact is that it's been a given thought from the higher consciousness. So when this seventh chakra is blocked, we close ourselves off from our higher consciousness. Right? Some people can call it divine, angels. Doesn't matter what we call it, what religion, what spiritual belief system we have. Higher consciousness, right? Because everything has a frequency. Everything has a higher and lower frequency, and all the gradations in between. And for us to really, in my experience, my very humble opinion based on 20 years of working with people that come to me in trauma and pain and dissatisfaction with life, our life purpose is to merge with our connection to the highest consciousness available to us, the highest consciousness that we are capable of vibrating at in this particular embodiment. And so we do that in many, many, many ways, right? Many ways that I'm not even aware of, because there's a vast amount of information and guidance and help being given to us now to do everything possible to bring us into that highest consciousness. The one that we can immediately do something about is our chakra system and the seventh chakra. I've seen people sit in session, and as we get that seventh chakra open and flowing, their face changes, the color changes in their face. There's a radiation that comes from them. There's a sense of ease and knowing. So as we go through this chakra session in Rapid Eye, working with the egotist, and we clear out some of those beliefs, the core beliefs that can close that and turn us into the egotist of thinking we're the doer and we don't have anybody, or we don't need anybody, or we're functioning separate and apart from the greater vibration. So we start to clear those core beliefs that can often be generational, and the seventh chakra starts to open. What happens is that lower frequency archetype of egotist begins to raise, and we transform into the wise shaman. The wise shaman. I would even take the word shaman out and just say we begin to transform into wisdom. We go from functioning from ego to functioning in wisdom. And that's a beautiful, beautiful gift that can come from this seventh chakra. And another way of knowing that you may have a seventh chakra blockage is when you truly want to you want to connect with the divine. You do your spiritual work, you pray, and you don't feel anything. It's like I say my prayers, I don't feel anything. I want to connect to God, I don't feel anything. I feel disconnected from my spirit. I hear that a lot. That will almost always be a seventh chakra issue, because just as below the feet, we have that 10th chakra that connects us to the earth, and we have people that walk around feeling very spacey and unfocused. It's not being connected to the earth. Much the same way, not being connected to spirit, feeling blocked and heavy, is the 7th chakra closure that's not permitting these higher frequencies that are being poured to us constantly from the heavens to come into that seventh chakra. And when it does that, it's like light pouring through the top of your head, and it floods and bathes and washes and nourishes the whole chakra system. And when that happens, we're open and flowing and moving along in the flow of life. So one of the things that I help people do to open the seventh chakra is a meditation that places a lotus. The lotus is 16 petals, and I like to put a white lotus right here at the top of the seventh chakra, and all closed. It starts out with a very closed bud. And as we breathe and move through the meditation, the petals start to open one at a time. And we breathe into each petal, 16 breaths into each petal, and we just allow it to open and open. And as we do that, right, between breaths, take a moment and breathe up from the sacrum bone, up through the body, allowing that divine energy as we sit in the sacrum bone of the bottom of the spine. There is a force, the kundalini, that sits. It's wound 3 times in the sacrum bone. And as we call it up through the system, it will rise and raise the vibration of the system and pour out of the top of the head. Many, many years ago, I followed a practice called Sahaja Yoga. It wasn't yoga at all, it was meditation with a guru from India. And I lived in ashrams and was quite dedicated to this teaching. And Sri Mataji was the guru, and she taught us to raise the kundalini through the center of the body. And when it pours out of the top of the head, when it pierces that seventh chakra, we get a cool breeze. You can literally put your hand above your head and feel a cool breeze pouring out of your seventh chakra. It comes out of the hands and the feet as well. In the Bible, it's referred to as the cool breeze of the Holy Spirit. And so the seventh chakra is such a gateway to our peace. Because when we have that true, full connection through our spirits, through our bodies to the divine, there's peace. And over the 20 years that I've been doing Rapid Eye, I can honestly say that at this point, it's probably thousands of people. If we were to look at the bottom line of what everyone wants, it's peace. Peace of mind, peace of spirit. And it comes from connecting with the source of peace through the seventh chakra. So let's close our eyes for just a moment and do a quick meditation. This is a little shorter version, but it can very well serve, and I hope that you save this YouTube on my YouTube channel and go back and do the meditation often. And begin to get that seventh chakra open. You'll also know that that seventh chakra can be blocked when you feel, sometimes I feel like something is sitting on my head. And we've talked about sharing energies. You can go into a room, there could be somebody with a heavy vibe, you kind of connect to it, and it's literally can sit on your head. Feels like a blanket sitting on top of you. That's seventh chakra blockage. And this meditation can help to facilitate the opening of that and the releasing of whatever that is that landed on your head. All right, so close your eyes now. And just take a breath, let your shoulders drop and your face relax. Put your attention right there on the top of your head, right at your crown. And see a ball of light right above your head. And it drops down, gently lands on the top of your head. And you see within this ball of light a flower, a bud, a closed lotus. Beautiful, pure, pure white. And with each breath, one of those petals just gently, gracefully opens. With each breath, another petal opens. With your next breath, 2 or 3 petals begin to open. And as this lotus is beginning to open and unfold for you and receive the love of the heavens, drop your attention to the base of your spine and breathe up the divine force at the base of your spine. Coming up, feeding that lotus from below. Light from above, watering this lotus as it opens. And power from below feeding it. More petals have fallen open now, gently and easily, opening to receive. On the next cycle of breath, the final petal opens, sitting at your crown. Pure, beautiful lotus, pure white light. Allow your whole body to let go and receive from the heavens. Receive that light. It's moving right into the center of this lotus. Opening, opening, opening. Through this lotus, this divine light flows down through the center of your body, washing and nourishing and opening each chakra in your system. Going down below your feet and connecting with the earth. So next circuit of breath, breathe up from below your feet, from the earth, through the center of your body, into that lotus. And the light moves above you as you stand between heaven and earth. Adored, loved, and washed, clean, the heavens and the earth, and the love they give you. If you'd like to continue this meditation the next time you watch this video, just stay in this place, breathing into that lotus. And shortly the lotus actually just disappears in the white light. And you allow your breath to take you into thoughtless awareness. Silence. Great, great silence of the heavens. All right. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And just notice how you feel now. More at ease, more at peace, more connected. All right. So next time you're wondering what's really blocking me, take a minute, check out your lotus. See if that seventh chakra is open and receiving and expanding, allowing the feminine power within you to receive from the heavens. It's beautiful, wonderful, it's a gift. And I thank you all so much for being with me today, for your attention and your appreciation for Tuesdays with Paula. And if you'd like to know more about my work, my website is in the blink dash of an I, EYE.com. You are more than welcome to send me an email. It's paulakbronte@gmail.com. I'm always welcoming questions and inquiries. If you're interested in a rapid eye session, please feel free to also email me with questions about that. I do work all over the world. I have clients nationally and internationally, so I can do Skype or phone. It's easy to do this remotely. And you can also look on Amazon. My book is called A Call to Mastery, Living the Art of Ascension. There is an ebook and there is a Kindle version as well as a hard copy. And I think that's all you need to know today. Bless you. Have a beautiful, lovely, connected day with heaven and earth. Thank you.